No, it's live there. Okay. We're back live. We're back live on air. Okay. We left off. So this is part 2 because it shut down. Hold on. My voice is.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. We back live. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep. Loud and clear.
All right. You said chapter 10, tablet 10. We're going to read the introduction first. So right now, we didn't get to read anything from the Holy Tablets. So I'm going to take the time right now to read the
Breaking up real fast.
Yeah. Sound like a swimming pool.
I do. Still? I still sound like a swimming pool?
Yep.
Okay, let me see something.
Okay. Yeah, still sound like that.
All right. I still sound like a swimming pool?
You're getting clearer. You got any sage? White sage?
So who?
White sage. It works good for electronics, like clearing the air.
I'm gonna hang up. I don't know if I can hang up on this. How do I sound there? Hello?
Still the same.
Is that better?
Can I hang up and come back in?
No.
I can't. I hang up the whole thing.
Is that better?
Right here? What about now?
No, still croaky.
What about now?
What happens if you drop out and come back in? Would it drop us all?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure how to drop out from here from the call.
Well, I mean, for the sake of clarity, we gotta do something. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, but it's real choppy.
Can you hear me clearly now?
No,
Yes.
Let me see.
Sounding a lot better.
Okay. Let me see that only thing so I can read it from home. The introduction. If you can get the introduction. Meanwhile, someone could speak. Okay. Start all things beginning by saying El Cologne. There were a host of great Nuwabian leaders such as Deuce Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Sheikh Abdul Fasa, Clarence Jawar Smith, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, to name a few. So right there in the Holy Tablets, he's not dispelling any other that came before him or spoke before him or that was a part of this upliftment. So I'm gonna continue reading. All right, to name a few who have all contributed to the upliftment and falling and much abused Nuwapian Moors. Many newsletters, books, newspaper have been written, yet the condition of the Nuwabians have not changed. Key point. The condition of the Nuwabians have not changed. Referring to the Nwapui or the Nwapians, since they changed it to Nwapians with P. You know, P is also phonetically for F. All right, that's changed. As the saying goes, Allah does not help a people until they help themselves. It's time for you to get up and do something for yourselves. That is divinely inspired that will bring about a long overdue change, like the phoenix bird rising up out of the ashes. Up, you mighty people, come forth like Lazarus from the tomb. Is the food to feed the hunger and to nourish the soul and to give it strength. Stand up, be counted amongst the people of this world. So, okay, I give them credit that they're trying to stand up, right, and be counted amongst the people of this world. But you within a spell, and you haven't risen like the phoenix bird out of the ashes, because you still continue to deal with religion or try to leave those water wells of religion. And that's not standing up or rising or coming back to life. All right, he did a ritual on the land or the Mubaraj, where everyone lined up behind him as he did the ritual. And that was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the opening of the mouth ceremony for Osiris, or that was the that was the opening of the tombs. That was for you to put your impression within the Black Pyramid on the walls, so you'll be accounted for as one of the elite few or the chosen, or those that be risen and taught for 1,000 years to come back and be a supreme being or gain your anuship, your crown. But what took place, being that it was Egyptian ritual or Kemetic ritual, at the point that the Black Pyramid was at the 19th degree of latitude and longitude. So at that point was the point of the actual open of the vortex of the magnetic grid line, and all the way back to the mound. Because notice we wasn't on top of the mounds, or we was by the mounds, but we was at the point which the mound vibrates on. In doing so, a lot of people's host or body or temple, their shell was open, and a lot of other beings jumped into these individuals, these ones that want to claim this Egyptian shit, you know. So in saying that, I'm saying it's like a lot of people were possessed by beings on Neteru or Nagaru, or beings that they say are their ancestors, like Osiris or Saru or Isis or Set, you know, and other beings, because there was many Egyptian that were elevated to a certain. So what took place was that these people were possessed by the opposing forces, the disagreeable forces, which meaning that when they were saying these rituals and speaking in this tone that they call Nuwapi, or at that time was Nuwapic, you know what I mean, which should have been Nubic, they were speaking in rituals and tones that they have no clarity or knowing exactly what they're speaking. They say it's the speaking of the risk rooms, shapeshifters, those that were part Ethereum and part what? Anyone? No, Ethereum. Reptilian Ethereum. But shapeshifters, reptilian shapeshifters. We know on the planet Risk and Ilium L is where the Meldekians resided at, and also took refuge after their planet was destroyed on the mission of Earth. The reptilians. So we know and understand that they was left in risk, at their own risk, in jail, which is in jail. So speaking that, they're saying that this script or this language that they speak is a risk language, right? With no clarity and proof that it is. So now when this is like in speaking Arabic or Aramaic or Syriac, when you're speaking in Arabic or Arabic, prayer, or you're making a call, or you're saying a ritual, or you're just speaking, it's proper that it was said it was proper that you speak in the proper tones, because you could be invoking jinns and spirits or other forces. And if you don't speak in this proper tone properly, that's what you're inviting in. So they was inviting in a lot of dead deities who were long closed in their tomb, because I don't care if archaeologists now today are saying they found Osiris' tomb. There's no way they found Osiris' tomb, because Osiris returned from which he came. Which is why they have the symbol of the Ra, the boat, the Ra boat to take you across to the underworld. That was here that came from extra out of terror. This went back to from which they came. This is why you cannot find no skeleton bones of these individuals that we call Anunnaki or Neteru, Etherians, Anunnaki. This is why, because they returned from which they came. They knew how to ascend and descend properly. So of course you would not find no bones and skeletons, but you will find those that they came down here and they mixed with and they breeded with. Pharaohs, Nefertitis, kings, demigods, half human, half extraterrestrial or celestial. These beings, those are the people that took over the pre-dynastic or the pre-era of Kemet or Kamat or Kemet. That's right. Or what I'm saying is these people were possessed by beings when they was calling these rituals. They was jumping in and out of bodies like it was crazy. A lot of these people got possessed. So I'm tired of saying that. So what I'm really trying to say is it's time to wrap these mummies up. That's why you had these movies, The Mummy and Return of the Mummy. Told you how if you spoke in certain tones, if you read anything that has to do with Egyptology or Kemetic or the principles, you would know that there were certain rituals that you was able to say beings that come back and incarnate or and come back and possess a shell of another being and rule or come back to life, period. Come back within this existence, period. So what I'm saying, it's time to wrap these mummies back up and put them back in their tomb. I finished reading the Holy Tablet. I still sound choppy. I still sound choppy.
A little bit.
Okay.
We could always trade out readers. I think Maku has the Holy Tablets. He can read it next. I don't have it presently with me. It will be on my phone. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back. Just to finish reading what I was saying. Okay. So like this tablet will restore the Savior.
Brother, can I ask a question?
No, my bad. No, I did something else because of.
All right, is your YouTube running at the same time?
Okay, that's good.
Huh?
Got 8 hours.
Hello.
Yes.
Is your YouTube running?
Yes.
You know you're meant to have that pause, then it?
I meant to have what pause?
The actual what you can see on your screen, the live show on the YouTube. You pause that so the chat is only running.
Oh, so what you say? Just saying when I'm trying to get back into reading and there's breaks in it, you're saying pause it?
No, I'm saying if it's running, if you're looking at it as well, yeah, the live stream.
Uh,
Yeah, if you're looking at on YouTube, you need to pause the actual live stream, so only that the chat is moving. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why you're
clear
breaking up.
some of that choppy. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I've had to do before when I was doing it with the assassin. He said I must go in the chat, but I can see it on screen, but I'll pause it, otherwise it starts echoing and stuff. And plus it's sucking too much internet.
it's not open.
What? It's not open.
Yeah,
It's open, but
it's not. I can't see no one talking in the chat. None of that.
Yeah, but the actual video is that, as long as that's paused.
we don't have the video page.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have it up, yeah, that's fine. But you
Okay.
don't play it.
Okay, go to your. Yeah. Go to your page.
Right here.
Channel.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where is it? This was from the channel. This was a show to me. I don't see it. Okay. Okay, I think that's it right there.
Yeah.
Where you see it at?
Open it up.
This one. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. First
Oh,
one.
this one's not. Yeah.
Push pause.
Now push pause on it.
Sorry? Yeah, pause. Yeah. Press pause on the live stream.
Okay. All right. Now how it sound now?
A little bit better.
Pause.
Sorry.
I
Yeah,
pushed-
pause. Yeah,
I pushed pause.
press pause on the live stream.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. Now, sound now. No, push pause. Pause. Sorry. Yeah, pause. Yeah, push pause.
It's not pause, it's playing.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Pause it.
Sounds better.
Okay. How it sound now?
Better.
Okay.
Or maybe you might need to use Fatima. So clear. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
This tablet will restore and save it to salt.
No, that's
That you
terrible.
may. It's terrible.
Mm.
Can we get a
They're
verse
hating
from
on
that?
you, bro.
Okay.
They're hating on you.
Yeah.
Need to burn some incense or something.
Right. So, yeah, I got instant going. How it sound now? I sound better now?
Is it still live?
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, somebody else start reading it. Let me see how you sound. How I sound? I don't sound like I'm echoing now.
Where was you?
Okay. I'm still echoing.
Yeah. Not echoing, it's breaking out when you talk.
I was in the third paragraph. This tablet will restore the saving to salt.
Save it.
The saving to salt.
Maybe the volume is it too loud, or because it's like it's vibrating?
How do I control?
Period.
Yeah, because the first one I didn't have no problems. So if I hit the settings right
Yeah.
on the top of the screen,
You can't see your screen. Let me see the computer.
no, it's the settings. That's where the values at. The settings.
It's
Decided.
Michael, you want to take over? Or at least just for the reading?
Yeah, what chapter?
Mad high. How about now?
A bit better. Yeah, that's much clearer.
All right. We turned it down.
Oh, as soon as you fix it, it went staticky again. Keep talking.
Moved.
Shit. As soon as it moved, it was staticky again.
Yeah. Is it the connection or something? I don't know.
Maybe I'm moving too much.
What
How
are you
about
in?
now?
What are you plugged into? Your phone or your laptop?
Laptop.
Okay.
You should mute that. Talk on the phone.
Yeah, maybe I should mute this and talk to my phone then.
Yeah, that could work.
How it sound now?
Karen talking.
Terry said Terry the phone. Shit. Okay, I think that's how I was doing before. I think I muted at least talking to my phone.
But yeah, I really
Yeah.
hope we really start to work together and not,
Okay.
against each other. Okay, somebody, you back?
Yeah, how I sound now?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Okay. I still sound beautiful?
Yep.
Okay.
Pause.
Pause. Mutual. Okay. So, all right. This tablet will restore. That's how it sound.
Clear.
Okay. This tablet will restore the savor to the soul, that you may spice the whole world, that you may taste the sweet sour, and that you may spice the lives of all that you may come in contact with. For in these tablets is no doubt. No doubt. Is the true guidance, and that you can be sure of, but only those with the inner ear will be able to hear the voice of our Heavenly Father, calling his children to gather on the Holy Land Kadesh, the golden city, Wahani, and sit at the foot of his son, the Lamb, that has been transformed into the lion, Tammuz, as known to many as Har Mashiach, the true Messiah, when he returns, as heralded by the receiver of this most holy text, the holy tablet, Nanya Malachi Sadak El. This holy scripture is needed. The holy tablet comes from the ancient original tablets inscribed in cuneiform, later borrowed and in part to form what became the Torah, which became the Holy Bible, which yield many scriptures, Old as well as the New Testaments, even later the Holy Quran or Quran, Holy Quran or Quran. This is by far the greatest of all, for it contains all they were trying to express but couldn't because they didn't have the whole truth and all the facts. Now, you hear that, people?
Yes, brother.
You see, you heard the man say where he came to gather who? The Father, the Most High's children,
That's right.
for the coming of the true Messiah, Tammuz. And we don't even have to use that. I'm just showing forth that where he said himself.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people want to say, Baba said, Baba said, Baba said. But people ain't read what Baba said.
True.
Yeah. You need to start reading. I mean, instead of defaming or disrespecting the facts, running away from it, doing everything he said you shouldn't do. You notice you said his name was Nania.
Nanya.
Okay.
None of your business. Nah, just right.
Yeah.
It ain't none of y'all puny people. You puny humans.
That's
as
right.
Hawk say. I'm gonna use the say from Hawk. Hawk smash. You smacked the puny human.
Yeah, not partner Bab. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Malakak Sadok.
Okay.
Sadok L. Not
Right.
Malachi.
Naya.
ZK.
Naya. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I believe Nanya means chief.
That's right. Okay. So some people say they don't know who this Chief Nanya Shabu El is. Yeah. You do at least know one Nanya. Do you know what I'm saying? Or Maku.
And to me, the Chief Nanya Shabu El, is the one that's trying to help the Nuwapians because they are not functioning in honor and being in right and exact. And what I mean by that is the master teacher had gave them instructions on what to do next, and they did not follow the directions.
Correct.
The chief has shown and proved this with several videos, and I would hope that the souls that are responsible for their own sake go and do the research and find out for themselves, because those who are in authority obviously don't want to be held accountable, so it falls on the individual.
Straight.
Right. Right now it's right there, man. I wanted to read another part of the whole chapter 10, verse 10, I believe. And in this chapter and verse, the master teacher goes on to say that the true meaning of Nuwapu was not disclosed to humans as of yet. And it goes further to say, shall we, the masters, disclose to the Enosites the true meaning of what Nuwapu is?
Yes, let us.
So you don't say I'm making it up.
Chapter 10, what?
Chapter 10. Hold on. Chapter 10. I think it's verse 10. Hold on. Chapter 10, tablet 10.
Tablet 10. Nuwapu.
Yeah, Nuwapu. My bad. Yes. If you want to, yes, man. Change up. Can you hear her?
Tua.
Okay. Chapter 10, tablet 10. Lo, what are they? The human beings asking each other about. It is about the supreme news, Nuabu, that which they, humans, are different. Nevertheless, they Enocytes will soon learn about the science of Nuabu. Then nevertheless,
You there? Fatima, we can't hear you.
Muted.
I thought she was reading.
Yeah, they're muted.
you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Please continue
Lo,
reading.
I'm gonna read. Lo, what are they, the human beings asking each other about? It is about the supreme news, Nuabu, that which they, humans, are different. Nevertheless, they Enocytes will soon learn about the science of Nuabu. Then nevertheless, they will really learn. And we, the masters, ask, what does Nuabu mean to you? Should we embark upon these Enocytes, the science of Nuabu? Nuabu is the science of sound right reasoning, and its followers are the sons and daughters of sound right reasoning. Belief is ignorance. Belief is to ignore the facts intentionally or ignorantly. Also, Nuabu is right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding. If one has to believe, it means he or she does not know. And if one does not know, that is ignorance. Hence, belief is ignorance, and religious beliefs without the facts is ignorance. So demand that anyone attempting to impose upon you their religious beliefs, they are to produce the facts. The most deceptive word in religion is the word believe or belief, because a person can believe anything, and this means that a person can believe and be 100% wrong. But knowledge is knowing, and knowledge is correct information. To know gives one's confidence, but belief infers doubt.
Say it one more time.
We, hold on, let me go back to it. And we, the masters, ask, what does Nuabu mean to you? Should we embark upon these Enocytes, the science of Nuabu?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you heard it once again, straight from the holy tablet. It said, we, the masters. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is something wrong with my hearing?
Nope.
We all heard the same thing?
We did.
Tua.
Yeah, exactly. So how can they sit here and say that, oh, there's no one to come after the master teacher? Not even that there's no one to come after the master teacher. You know, there was those that came with the master teacher. But right there, clearly it states, and then the other one, when I was reading, and I could have continued to read in the introduction, where it says the masters, So who are the masters that they're speaking of? Who are these masters that are being spoke upon?
Us, the ones who continue to diligently study and question and follow the master teacher's teachings.
Facts.
Facts. And it's only right. He didn't say that he was leaving his son to be the successor. He didn't say that anyone else in the community would be a successor. He said the true and living Moshiach will be the one to continue to what? He also said that it would be those children of the 70s that came with him, or the chosen elite few that would complete the mission. That the first generation did a terrible job. Now, Prince York falls in the classification of the second generation, or those of the 70s on up. But is he qualified? No. Is Nubian Assassin qualified? No. Is Dusar qualified? No. Is Damien Pryor qualified? No. Is Kanasu, you mean, which means the con you, is not even qualified. Because you're still speaking things that pertain to Enoshites, or things that pertain to those that haven't broken their spell or mastered their 720 of physical and spiritual of this realm. You know what I mean? And I do sometimes a lot of quoting from the master teacher, from hearing it from word of mouth to ear, that I witnessed him say himself. And but I can't make these things up. If you was a part of the community, if you was around the communities through the 90s, you visit Kadesh and was on a
I would
hello?
have to say
He
I haven't, but I'm kind of curious. You have built us up to a certain point. You say who would be the one to lead us to that next step? I would have to say the Chief Nanya Shabuel. He's the one to take you to the next step to prepare you for the arrival of the Messiah.
Facts.
We are responsible to continue building. You know, we have to free ourselves individually, and then once the master teacher is free, we can receive him in a massive place to where we all can dwell and be submerged in Wu Nuwap. I don't understand how these brothers would say, oh, well, what do you mean by free yourself? What I mean by free yourself is to dissolve all commercial contracts. First, to stop calling yourself black, because black has no standing at law. And then, you know, there is power in these white documents. We have to use these documents to free ourselves. And if you don't, then you are held accountable. It is your choice. But I hope that you would take the choice to take the next step, to free yourself, you know, because honestly, I don't think the master teacher can dwell amongst debtors and amongst those who conceive themselves to be black. I think honestly, you all have to be prepared to take on a set of rules and code of conduct and a way of thinking that previously did not suit. And so for all those who are willing to take those steps to let go of these primitive titles, take up your divinity, and what I do mean by divinity is something that makes you divine, you know, something that makes you higher than just being the regular 8-man, something in you that illuminates, that it doesn't just make you physical. You know, we are more than just the physical. And so we have to move beyond the physical. And what I mean by that is fiat. You move beyond that. These pale recessive lepers have plans for those who continue to mislead each other and call each other black. I'm letting y'all know y'all gotta let that go. It's coming, you know. So it's up to that individual to be shown the path, and we're showing you the path, and it's up to them to take it. That's all we can do. Just like in the Matrix, Morpheus said, all we can do is give you the truth. It is up to you to choose to continue on that path, and it's also up to you to go through that door. You know, we can't make that choice for you. We can only show you the way.
All right. So now, we're saying that, you know, I'm not in disappliance or a disagreement to what you said, Brother Terry. So, but what I want to add to that, because I see that as one step and a part of the process, but also knowing, you know what I mean, knowing that you're a true Etherean, or knowing your true ancestry, or knowing your divine parents, and breaking the spell, being born who I am, you know, as a master, coming in as a master, as coming from that realm, in the same realm as the master teacher. You know, we are masters within ourselves to free ourselves. Not taking away from what you said, there's still there are those, you know, that process may not apply to. And there's those that, yo, you need to get on the ball with that process. You know, you run, and in that aspect, I use this, the ambassador saying, oh, Yamasee, yada, 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 Creek. All right, well, where's your standard correctiveness? You say you don't have to put no one on notice. You don't have to make no one aware that the master teacher in 1992, he did this process for us. So that would be going against what he did. It would be like you're lying, or you're stepping back on to correct. Well, the master teacher left you on status corrected when he was status corrected. If you say that he was recognized by Liberia, that he did these, so why is it only he was recognized by Liberia and his status was corrected, or he made an alliance and got his sovereignty aligned with Liberia? It don't make no sense, because you wasn't on his application and you wasn't a part of that process. Now, I remember in the 90s when the master teacher always kept giving us little updates. Oh, our paperwork is still in the UN. It hasn't been called up to be heard yet. Still waiting. I'm still waiting. But I never got the call. I never got the class. I never heard where he said that that it actually took place. Now I'm being told that his status is recognized and corrected. So if you screaming, oh, I go with Chief Nanya, you know what I mean? I'm going with whatever Chief Black Thunderbird, but your status is not corrected. And then Yamasee tribe that you screaming is not recognized. So, and where's your land? Or where's your community of people then? Not scattered amongst all over the world, because he said our job was to build as many tabernacles or as many Egypts in the West as he has built. If I'm over here building an Egypt of the West, well, brother, you should be over there building an Egypt of the West. Not just me. That's why he kept saying, stop following the man, because I'm not here for that. I'm here to raise the 144,000 to be 144,000 Melchizedeks, or after the order of Melchizedek, or Messiahs, or Anus, or supreme beings. That was his job. So in saying that, why is there not anything else being built upon in America? Or where's this land at that we're supposed to have this safe haven from. Huh? I don't what? I don't hear it. I don't see it. All I hear is Guyana, Guyana, Guyana. Well, the master teacher never talked about going back to Africa. He never advocated going back to Africa. If that's where he chooses to go, quote unquote, because y'all say he's in jail, and if he gets freed, you know, this is where he'll be residing at, Guyana. All right. That's two different things. But he never said anything about going back to Africa. If I can recall, he said Africa is one of the places that's going to be hit, along with Los Angeles, New York, and everything on the North Seaboard. Now, not all of Africa will be destroyed, but it'll be hit. He never taught it. He never taught going back to Africa. So where is this going back to Africa thing coming from? Is that a fallacy? Is that a truth? Is that an actual fact? As you say, dealing with actual fact, that's not an actual fact because he never taught it. He said, don't be within 100 miles or 45 minutes from Wahani, Kadesh. If you speak that, he said, oh, go back over the Major Dixon line, you know, from what was explained to me, and him saying that was for the people's safety because he knew it was coming to the land before it happened. He knew it was going to take place. So he was trying to probably at least get those out of that entrapment, that web, those that listen and hear, so they wouldn't be caught up and entangled within that web we read. Charlotte's Web, you know, or the Eye of Horus. I could give you one better. Was when you look at the land from over top, that's the Eye of Horus. So he trapped you, those fallen 200 angels that he brought from Jabiaza with him, that he said in 1997 on the land, he was surrounded by these same beings, these same people that so-called, quote-unquote, got him incarcerated, if he's truly incarcerated. So if that's where he's saying he want to retire in Guyana, hey, by all means, that has nothing to do with what he said out of his mouth to the people. It has nothing to do. It don't add up. It don't add up. You know, it don't add up with the grand potency, grand master of the orders. That don't add up. If he's recognized as the grand potent of the orders, what is that telling you? If he was the one that did the ritual in DC that they call, because within any history that you know of, no man has done a ritual on DC around the obelisk, whether white or black. Black, or even though we know black has no standard, I'm just using the word, it's no race. Or you want me to use more, Morenos, Nagaru, you know what I mean? Negroid, you know what I mean? So we don't want to get mixed up with that, thinking I'm lost with the black thing, because I'm not lost. You know what I mean? I don't recognize myself as being black. So that doesn't identify race of people. So if this man that the world sees as a black man did this ritual on DC, right? That means he was recognized by all orders, Prince Hall, British Scottish Rites, Ancient Shrine Mystic, or he was recognized, because you can't claim these things, right, and not be tested or called upon or checked. Pray you come and say, oh, I'm the grand potent, I'm the grand master, you know, of this, and not be checked on that. Because we don't understand, these people send people out to get killed. They send people to kill people for lesser things. especially disclosing things that are within these orders. So these Shriners, these mystics, these orders were waiting for him to arrive. And he showed forth that he arrived, not just by the gestures he made with his hands or things he said with his mouth, but with the building and the relics of the things that was on the Egypt of the West, the Atlantis that rise, that Atlanta, the Atlanteans. So by doing so, him being recognized of this grand potency, see, that means that gives him free leeway. That means that the government and those with the order, the secret society or the secret government within the government that he says date back to before George Washington, but he's the first one recognized with the apron on. Meaning that these people that divided the government, the United States and the USA corporation in the US, which is the division, is show you that what? They work for him then. That means the same feds that ran on the land, FED, which means feds, those that wore the feds, worked for him. So this, and if you use common sense, right, it'll show you the reason why there was never no footage of him being arrested. Yet you rushed the land, right, with a warrant supposedly for him, right? But here it is that you knew that he was over here at Walmart. So you mean to say nobody called back to have a cameraman there? Or nobody, I didn't hear nothing on the walkie-talkie saying, oh, we apprehended Dwight York or Malachi Z. York over here in the parking lot at in Walmart. I didn't hear that. So why was that not disclosed? Why was there no pictures and cameras there for the greatest so-called ever RICO raid or raid done by the feds in America? This is supposed to be the biggest raid ever in American history of the United States of America. And there's no footage of this man being put into handcuffs, being made a mockery, being disrespected. Yeah, you see pictures of him coming out of court or in the courts and him throwing a distress signal or throwing out, you know, but you don't see this man being apprehended and locked up. Then in the beginning of the first court proceedings, they say Malachi Z. York, but then later on down the line, they're saying Dwight York. Why is that? And he was sentenced under Dwight York. Because Malachi Z. York is the grand potent. That would mean they would have to he has diplomatic immunity, sovereign. You would have to take him to his U.S. embassy or Liberia, which he was aligned with at that time. There's no way you could have incarcerated him and charged him in state court. And if you charged him in racketeering court, I mean, if you charged him in federal court, then he should have had a terrorist charge along with that and should have been locked in Guantanamo Bay or somewhere else where they keep these diplomatic treasonous terrorist people on one of the compounds. Why was that one of his charges? Can't use the name Malachi Z. York. They cannot. That name is corrected status. That name is recognized. And we all know his name is legally changed to Malachi Z. York, just like it was when he was Imam al-Hadi, Mahdi. With his people that done plenty of research to know that he has many different identifications and many different birth certificates.
They don't even have jurisdiction. That's what
Thank you. That's what I was waiting for one of y'all to chime in and say. Go ahead. Somebody else get the floor. I ain't gonna go too far with that yet.
I'm still wondering, when is Victoria Broussard going to make any of her motions or claims public record? And what I mean by public record, she claims she made a motion to the president. If that motion failed, she should have been left with a copy, and that copy needs to be posted up and made public record on her Facebook, whatever the case may be. She claimed that she made a affidavit or whatnot. We need to see it. We, the people, need to see it. We ask them. If we supporting them, then we deserve to see through this. We need to be able to have transparency, because somehow, if I'm donating and I'm giving you my energy, I require transparency. I want to see what you're doing. Don't just claim it, articulate it into the air, and let that be it. Question that. Say, okay, and let me see the documents. I need a receipt. So until they can produce that, I'm kind of skeptical, and that's why we say that they running a fraud. Because first of all, due to the semantics, actual would negate anything previous. So that don't add up to me.
Yeah, what you said, brother, Master Terry, makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Of course, and that's what I've been trying to tell people all along. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been taken for. You've been shammed. You know, because as McCool said, I donated money, and there's other people that donated a lot of money to that Free Dr. York campaign. Or Dwight York, or that Dwight York campaign.
Another thing that I was noticing is, as I learned from being a student, from diligently studying, seeking for knowledge and truth, I came across the, Chief Nanya Shabuel, and he has a whole aspect covered that they're not covering, like the aspects of law and how the law works, and how basically there was a law previously before what they conceptualized as law, and that would be maritime law, and then they even misconstrued that in articulation. It would have been maritime law, which means law of the sea. So I'm kind of confused. How do they seek like justice with a system that's based off of jurisdiction ran through the queen? I don't see how that's going to work. Let's say, for example, my enemy is present. Would I free my enemy and I know I had the authority to hold him? I mean, come on. And then once my enemy is free, he dethrones me and my entire host. That don't make sense. So this is something I want all those who follow them to question them about, because that same type of nature seems to fit their actions. Because if he was really free, some of these people will have to submit to a code of conduct. They have to act in a certain way. You know what I mean? No more misconception, no more, wiggle room, if you will. We got to be on that transformation thing with the diet, with the tones, the vibration. I don't get how they're not doing that. You know what I mean? These people are with weight issues. So to me, you ain't all the way there if you're struggling with a weight issue. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
So fasting helps, detox helps, you know, some of these things that you got to be able to do within the parameters of that. And if you are illed, like say, for example, I can't fast because I have a issue, then we should be using the one that the master teacher had checked off on, Dr. Sebi. He got your remedy. You know what I mean? He said the body is electrical, you know? So if the body is electrical and you being in an acidic state, you can't house electrical properties in an acidic state. You need to become more alkaline. And the more alkaline you become, the less mucus is present in the body. Mucus is the cause of all disease. So, I mean, this is simple stuff, man. Y'all got to pay attention. This is like all you do is just listen, follow the teachers, and then you will become a teacher because you would have learned, listened, and can pass on that message to someone else. And it continues to go like a massive cipher of facts and knowledge. This will disband all those who hide amongst the thickets like snakes. They can't stand within the green light. They can't stand within the truth. So that's all. You know what I mean? Y'all got it. Y'all there?
Hey, let me chime in for a minute.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
I just want to make a few things clear. Principle. Wapo. Wapo can mean many things. I want to deal with the principles briefly. Wapo thing. Now we have to understand the direction which we study. It ain't what we read, how we read it, how we read it. So
Malachi, no.
somebody might have to go on mute. Can you hear me now? You hear me a little better?
Okay.
Hey,
The master sound therapist, the magic man, Nighthawk, Master Hunibaka Tune just entered. Say something so I can see that your mic is on, Master Huni.
Hey, peace and divine blessings. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you very well. Go ahead. I'm muting my phone.
All right. Sorry about the didn't make the introduction the last wanted to post it, but definitely wanted to make sure that I had my voice, allow my voice to be heard on this one here. Again, peace and divine blessings to everyone that's up here on this particular transmission. Man, where do we even start? Bottom line is I'm going to just jump right straight into it, man. Each one of us have our purpose for doing what we do, okay? And I know that right now it's becoming redundant, and there's a major battle that's brewing with the so-called disgruntled followers and real sincere students who, by right, is taking out a rightful position to become masters as well, okay? That's what we have to draw down in the sand and make a separation from who's who, okay? So my point is, I'm not here to debate whether he's in jail or out, because that's one of the things that's causing us a serious problem or serious issue amongst ourselves, okay? My stand, as it always has been, after things hit the fan of May 5th, or was it May 8th of 2002, and that is to help clear his good name. Because to me, that what really, really matters the most is because right now, a lot of people in the world is not judging, and hear me clearly when I say this, the sacred spiritual master teacher. And I say that this way specifically because anyone, whether they're doing it consciously or unconsciously, by declaring him, talking about the sacred spiritual master teacher, by anyone who choose to call him the master teacher, is saying it consciously or unconsciously like he's the one and only. And he never said that himself, ever. And I'm speaking about my personal experience from me knowing him, not from what a lot of other people who speculate or hearing it from what some other person said. I saw him countless times. I heard him say this many times. Okay? So it's a serious issue, as I like to say. Don't want to call it a problem, but it's a serious issue that's going on. So again, I come forth to help clear his good name. And those of us who are sincere, and I can hear the sincerity in most of us who's on this particular call right now, okay? Those of us who do respect him, who love him, and appreciate the works in which he did, is not going to just let that just fall to the wayside, okay? And I'm one of those that's as sure as I got breath in my body, I'm not going to allow his good works to just go null and void, okay? So again, my main purpose is not to debate whether he's in jail or out, because to me that's besides the point. Is to help clear his good name, okay? And my contribution for help clearing his good name is by me coming forward and sincere people, and I'm going to say this for those who I know, is people such as my brother-in-law, the Phenom, or my twin spirit sister, Fatima, okay? Or who I like to call them, the soul of Anu, Yahu Ellen Jill, all right? And there's many other people, Master Kanai, the master life coach for us, and many others, brothers who I'm coming to know that I don't know as personally as I know them, the ones I just named. So I just want to make sure I made that clear, okay? So we can get into other works and stuff that we're getting into about the holy tablets and the validation of the books and all kind of things like that. So I just want to just add that in. On that note, I just want to take a pause. Okay.
I want to say something. You said you made a good point. About, you know, I know you always talk about the art of becoming, and so we were just reading in the holy tablets about religion, and anyone, you know, religion is belief. The goal would be to step outside of belief, or not to be in it at all, or not associate yourself, not fall into another religion.
Somebody got to go on mute.
Okay, let me put mine on mute because I definitely want to hear what Fatima. Just a moment. I'm going to come back in. Just a moment here. Hold up a minute. Okay, just a moment.
Okay, so I was saying a lot of people are still falling under religion, where the goal of Nuwabu was to bring you out of that. Sound right reasoning is a religion or belief. It's knowing. It's the knowing the self. If you can't see yourself in what you read, then what are you reading? Knowing exactly who you are. Can't nobody tell you that. Nobody breathes for you. Nobody breathes for you, think whatever, you know, drinks water for you. So If you're not under the spell, those words that you read will reside with you. You would see yourself in that. And not
Somebody gotta
relying
go on
on
mute.
someone outside of yourself for something greater in yourself.
You gotta press mute, my man.
I'm trying. Do I press mute on my phone?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the
It's
screen.
at the bottom. It's at the bottom. It's that little microphone button.
At the bottom. Okay.
Did you hear any? Did y'all hear anything?
No, you was breaking up real bad. Can you go over it again, please?
Yeah, I was saying Honey was you have them. Honey was saying that, you know, the master teacher came and gave the holy tablets. Most people are taking it like a religion, even though they say they're not in a religion. Even it's talking about being under a religion in the holy tablets. It's to take you to the next level. That's what the holy tablets say. So it's a level beyond the holy tablets. Wow. Yeah. So the next level is beyond the religion that people are falling into. He took to many schools of thought. And it became hell for some people, Sheol. That's why they're going through the battles and the debates, because they're trying to get to the next level. But you got to leave religion and belief alone and know who you are. Know self. It says it in the holy tablets. Step into your son, your soul. Step into the know and not worshiping someone else. When you live on somebody else's life and try to mimic their life and everything they said, then you become a slave. Abdullah, a slave of the higher source.
Yeah, a regurgitator.